Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador, and in this episode of the podcast, I talked to Red Seal. Red Seal is a dear friend of the podcast, and he went on a hiatus for a while to work on himself. In this episode of the podcast, he's back with some vengeance. We talk about his hiatus and how it helped his mental health, why grinding when it comes to content creation isn't always a good thing, understanding your needs versus wants when it comes to creating content, and his extreme dislike for horror games. The Rad Gaming Podcast is sponsored by, you guessed it, Centafiore. Centafiore is the lifestyle, is the fashion brand, and they have a ton of comfortable clothing. I just purchased myself some sandals from Centafiore, and they are extremely comfortable. You need to pick yourself up a pair of them. If you don't have them already, they are amazing. I wear them everywhere. That is CENTO-FIORI.com. Also, the Rad Gaming Podcast is part of Big Heads Media. With that said, on to the podcast.
What have you been doing, man?
I basically had to take a step back. I took a big hiatus from streaming, and I realized that I was putting Twitch above everything, above my own health, above work, above my family. And I remember the last time that we got together and we talked about it, you had made the comments man, you're all over the place, you're doing everything. How do you do it? And I remember at the time I was like, yeah, I'm just going, but I wasn't doing it. I was actually had to focus on the right things, and I my priorities were I had to do a little switch there. So now I'm back healthy. I've cut a couple of vices out of my life and stuff, and I'm dedicating a lot more time to my family and stuff, and I haven't been happier. I have not been happier, man.
So you got your life back in order. You became healthier. You got your Twitch streams back up and running.
Yeah, I am, and now it's not as much as I was, but I had to make an adjustment there. I was doing 3 nights a week, and it just didn't seem like I could cut it. So I'm slowly going back, and I'm still on that ramp up. My wife the other day was like, "Hey, you didn't stream Sunday. You want to stream tonight?" I was like, "No, let's just chill."
Yeah.
I'm slowly going back into it. I'm doing, just 1 day a week now. And then I'm going to slowly start adding another. And then I'm actually introducing my kids into streaming. So I've done a couple of streams with my kids, and it's been a blast. It's been amazing.
Really like it?
Yeah. My oldest, he's 5. He's about to turn 6, but he's digging it. But I think he's just digging it because he likes playing. I don't think he understands that there's people in chat. But,
yeah.
But I try to it's hey, someone just subscribed, dude. Tell them thank you, or someone just gave cheers, stuff like that. But it's been fun just being in that atmosphere, doing what I love with the people that I love, and it's been amazing.
What's it like coming back, man? I mean, that has to be tough. Right?
Yeah. I had a different mindset. Before the hiatus, I was always focused. I looked at it as a business, and I was trying to always do what I felt was right to help me grow and try and catch that exponential growth type thing. And now I come back and it's I'm keeping this as a hobby. It's not a job. If I keep it as a hobby, I'm going to hopefully stay happier doing it. Yeah. And I'm going to do what I want. If people don't like the games that I'm playing, and if I'm playing, granted, now I'm no longer, I guess I'm not a variety anymore. I'm straight up Red Dead almost every time now. And that's
I
just
saw that. I saw you playing a lot of Red Dead,
dude. It makes me happy, and hopefully that I think a couple of people actually have said in chat that it's dude, I can totally tell a difference, and it's more chill, but it's also still awesome. And I was yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm just doing my thing now, and not worried about gaining growth and all that stuff.
And that's when it just comes naturally, man. I mean, sometimes you just have to take a step back and work on yourself before you proceed, because it starts following you into your, what you love doing. And then you can't do that well enough. And then just, it all collapses from there, and you have to start back over. So,
yeah,
man, I was just going to say, I saw you playing Red Dead. I always see clips from you playing Red Dead. and it's hilarious.
It's like my only content now, but I love it, man. It's been
nothing wrong with that.
It's been fantastic. I've I want to get into the role playing part of it. Like, so I'm already in a community that's like ready to go, and like they're waiting for the servers to start opening up for role play, and I'm working on a character there, and I think that could definitely be a new avenue for me, and it's been fun.
Man, I haven't played Red Dead in a while. It's been probably a few months. I don't even know how long it's been, but you play on PlayStation?
I did at the very beginning. Like whenever it first came out, I was on PlayStation. That was honestly one of the reasons why I got a PlayStation. Then it came out on PC, and then I got word that there was going to be role playing, and I was like, well, it's so nice. I bought it twice, and I got on the PC, man. And that's where I've been.
Man, is there any huge differences between the PC version and the PS4?
I feel like I am more terrible at shooting on the PC I don't know.
Really?
Like in driving a little bit. Like you have to just get used to it. Like because you have to remember that it was ported over. So like the menus can be like you hover over your mouse and stuff, but it doesn't actually work as well as like just using your arrow keys up and down. So you kind of like move your mouse out of the way. Just use the arrow keys when you're in the menu. And you're good.
And I got started playing Escape from Tarkov. I can't remember the name of it ever. I played it like a few times and I couldn't figure out how to get out. I got out once by pure luck. And all the other times I'm a killing machine in that game, but I can't figure out how to get out. I've only died twice, and I've played probably like 10 games, and I've killed multiple people and have tons of gear on me, but I can't figure out how to get out. Have you ever played that game?
I've never played. I've watched people play it.
It's the most frustrating. I have to look it up or something, because every time I play, I'm like, I'll figure it out. You know, like I like playing those games. You're just like, I'll just figure it out as I go. But that game, I can't figure it out. It's horrifying.
You gotta have patience, man. I mean, every time I've gone to a stream that actually is playing that game, it's like you have to have patience, because I see people laying on the ground. I see people waiting for like they hear noises, so they're like waiting for that person to come around and show themselves. I don't think I've actually ever seen anyone escape.
Really?
No.
Man, I gotta start playing that then, because if I can get the escape part down, like I can figure out where the extraction points are.
Yeah,
I'd be set, because I don't know.
Evidently, there's a science. I think even some people are breaking out spreadsheets. I don't know, but it's definitely not something that like I've ever going to like play, but I'll watch people play it. Like, I mean,
oh man, it's super stressful though.
I bet.
I don't know if you've ever gotten to like games like DayZ before.
Mm-hmm.
You got into DayZ?
Yeah, I was into DayZ for a while.
Man, it's just like that's the amount of stress you get when you know you're in a gunfight and you're like, I can lose everything right here, right now.
No, the stuff that creeped me out was whenever it was like pitch black and you're like trying to run around, all you hear like the noises, and then you use your flashlight and there's a zombie like right in front of you. That stuff freaked me out. I'm not good at scary games.
But I couldn't see you just scared. Like you get jump scares. Like are you like really bad with them?
I mean, I don't think I jump, but like inside I'm feeling it, and I'm just like, no, dude, I can't do this.
Is it the tense nature of your body when you're like, I hear you, because like I'm not even kidding. My brother-in-law wanted me to see I can't remember what movie it was. I think it was Hereditary. And like during the movie, man, my hands were like wrapped around my chair and my body was so tense. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, I felt like I'd lifted like all day, every day for the last 6 months. Like I couldn't move my body for the like four days afterwards. It was so bad.
Can't do it. You can't. I had one of my mods made me, what was it, Amnesia? I think is one of the like old school scary games. Yeah. I couldn't even get through it. Like I went maybe halfway and I was like, I'm done, dude. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Is this during live stream?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't think, I think I just finished up as much as I could for one night. And I was like, all right, I'm going, end the stream. But then the next time I was like, I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do it. But now, now I started thinking, I was like, because I had this idea, I was like, I was going to do like a heart monitor and like the whole, like, there's now cool little gadgets that you can add to your like overlays to show your heartbeat and the like,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like, I was like, man, I could totally do that now, because now it's like more of a, get Red's heart rate up, and so you can see how much I'm freaking out.
If there'd be a nurse or a doctor in my stream, if I ever stream, like when I was doing scary games, it would be off the charts, and they would probably be like, "You need to go
get checked out, cardiologist."
Yeah, it's bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I look calm on top of the water, I'm like a duck. It's the best metaphor I can think of. On the top of the water, I look calm, cool, and collected, but like under the water, my feet are churning a mile a minute.
Yeah,
I can't deal with it, man. But
I think there's one clip that I tried to share and stuff, but like a long time ago, a book fell off a shelf and I freaked out. Like I walked into a room. Were you playing
anything creepy, or was just like
it was just a normal game? I think it was that amnesia game. Like I walked into this room and a book just fell off and I was like, ah! I was done. I was like, dude,
that game's made. I thought you meant like I have a bookshelf right behind me. And I thought you meant like in real life.
No, in the game,
and all of a sudden you're like, oh man.
No, a book in the game fell over, and I was like, I can't.
Nothing. I don't know if you've ever heard of my friend Nick. He's the owner of Cento Fury. I've had him on a few episodes of the podcast. Mm-hmm. He is the biggest scaredy cat I've ever met in my entire life. Like, I don't even try to scare him, and I'm not even kidding when I say. So I walk in the room like, "Hey man, what's up?" He goes, "Whoa, dude." I'm like, "Calm down, man." Like, he can't play scary games. He just can't.
Mm-mm.
Like, he literally, I swear he'd probably pass out.
I remember like Doom 3D came out, and my friend was all excited about it, and he's like, "Dude, you got to come over." And he was playing. I was like, I can't do this, man. I can't even watch you play this game.
The part when he like winces when he gets shot, and, kind of thing.
It's just like, it's just things were coming out of nowhere in the middle of the night. It's like, it was all dark and stuff. And I was like, I just can't do this, dude.
Well, what Resident Evil? Was it the very first Resident Evil when he like walks into a room and sees the zombie like munching on someone? It's just on the PlayStation. I can't remember which Resident Evil it was, but there's the zombie in this corner of this mansion. He walked into this room and it like turns to the camera. And when I was a kid, this was cutting edge like technology. So I'm like, I had nightmares for like two weeks. I'm not even kidding when I say it was horrifying for me as I don't know, I'm like 10, maybe less than 10. I don't know, something like that. Terrible with age.
Yeah, another one was like it was just the same guy that wanted me to play, like watch him to play Doom 3D. He was obsessed with it. What was it, that game that you just walk through this house and try to solve the puzzles? And it was on the PS4 only. And it was and then the game got dropped because like forgot what it was called though. It was like PS something. That famous guy that just released the Death Stranding. I think he built this beforehand. Forgot what it was though.
I don't remember the name. I think I know what you're talking about though. It honestly escapes me though, but I'll have to look that up. I really don't know.
It was just like a trial, and it was like insane. People were loving the like, totally,
and they dropped the game.
But then they never finished it because like the head guy that like it's like I forgot how to say his name.
I
think that's who it was.
Mario. Okay, I can't remember his name now. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah. It was wild.
And I call myself a gamer, and I can't remember the guy's name.
Dude, I'm a terrible gamer. I haven't played anything that like people are like I haven't ever completed Skyrim. I've never played Halo. I've never played Zelda, and everyone's like, "Wow."
Just because you haven't finished like the staple games, if you will, the gaming community does not mean that you're a terrible gamer. It means that you're interested in other games. It's the way I look at it.
Just interested in everything else.
I'm not gonna lie; it's probably upsetting to some people. I've never beaten Super Mario, like the original for the NES. Like I haven't beaten any of them.
But you know what I can do? I can get to the last world within a matter of minutes. But after that, I can't do anything.
Are you? You like the final stage? You just can't get past it.
Like I get both flutes. I go on to like level 8 or whatever it is, and then I get on that ship and I can't do anything. My wife just sits there and is like, "This is like you've never beaten this game. Like you've never." I was like, "I've never went past World 1. Got the 2 flutes by the 4th one, and I can go straight to 8. But then I don't know what to do after that." She's like, you are
You
terrible.
need to do that during live stream. I don't know if you have a capture card, but you need to finish that. That's what you started.
Dude, I would have to main that game and be streaming it for like 3 years. I'd probably never finish it.
So I know I've seen Google Stadia.
Yes.
Are you interested in it? Because apparently they've added like 120 games.
No.
And it's coming out this year. No, you're not interested.
No.
Why not? Just curious.
Because I feel like it's always it's too far ahead of its time right now. Like the delay is just like I just don't see how it's gonna work. Right? Like I've seen like the videos, like you see that one guy's like sitting there, he's like looking at the camera and he hits the button and he goes, and then it jumps and he hits it again and then it jumps. Like I just don't see how you can actually play, especially like some of the shooter games. I don't see how that's gonna work. You know,
the latency in general.
Yeah, just the latency in general. I don't think that we have the infrastructure to do that yet.
No, and you're right. When 5G becomes a thing, it's going to be even tough to do it then. I mean, just with the bandwidth that's needed to do all of it.
And what was it? There was something like it was supposed to guess what you were doing to make it seem faster.
Yeah, they use some type of technology to kind of triangulate the pattern on which you're moving, and it kind of figures out what you are going to do next, so it kind of goes ahead of you before you even make that move. So when you do make that move, the latency thing really, but
that sounds scary to me. Like, how do you know what I'm going to do?
I don't know, man. And that's I hate AI. I just talked in a conversation. I think it was last podcast, maybe the podcast back, but I hate AI. I do. I can't stand it. It freaks me out. I understand it's for the good of humanity going forward.
AI will kill us one day.
See, that's this thing. And I forget who I was talking to, but they're making fun of me because I'm like, man, I don't like AI. And the reason being is because they put I'm going to say it again. I don't care. There were two computers in a room. Facebook put two computers in a room. They didn't know anything. They couldn't communicate with one another. But after 5 minutes of being in the same room, they developed their own language and started attacking back and forth. And the developers pulled the plug because they got so freaked out. That's why I hate AI.
Mm-hmm. I'd never heard of that story. Now I'm more freaked out.
It's crazy.
Great. Now I have to work from home tomorrow because I'm starting to live in a bubble.
Yeah, that's when you gotta build a bomb shelter. What is that? I gotta think of what movie was that from? Was it Terminator that they had a bomb? No, Terminator Salvation. I was thinking about they lived in the underground, or the Matrix that technically is from the machines. So either or, I'm okay with either or. But you're not going to get anything like video game streaming.
I don't think. I mean, and before all of this happened, there was something already else out there, right? Like I think it was called like Shadow or something like that. And somebody was telling me about it because I was having problems playing Tomb Raider on my PC and streaming from it. So they were like, you got to look into this because it takes the stress off of the game. You actually play the game almost like through a browser or something, and then you're taking all those resources like that the game would normally take, and you can dedicate it to streaming. So I looked into it a little bit, and then that's whenever, like, shortly after that, the Google Stadia started, happening, and then I think even a couple of other companies stepped in and said that they were going to start doing their own type of thing. So I was like, I'll wait it out and see. It's just not something I'm interested in right now.
It's the cloud gaming is just the next biggest thing. And to be honest, it just gives people the capabilities to play games elsewhere. I'd rather be at home just sitting on a couch just gaming, or sitting in front of my desk and gaming on my PC. I don't know why, but
I think it would be kind of cool if, like, you can pick up where you left off. Like if you leave your PC and you go off, and then you can want to play on your phone. I think that's a cool idea. But I don't ever see myself wanting to play on my phone.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. I've tried so many like games and stuff on my phone. Mm-hmm. I haven't played like the mainstream games that you can play, like the big titles that you can play with Google Stadia. Technically, you can play on your phone, but I don't know. I don't know how that would work. And I understand you can use a controller, you can connect Bluetooth wise, but I'm just not interested. This tiny little screen, I'll set it up somewhere. Like, I just want to be in the here and now. And I'm sure you.
Yeah, I like to have a big screen, man. Like to sit back, relax in my chair, and keyboard and mouse or even a controller. But I like to enjoy. I don't care to be anywhere to play games. I'm not like that. When I leave my room, gaming's done. I'm moving on with other things like life, and then I'll come back to playing the games whenever I come back in my office.
Yeah, I mean, talking about life, you said that you took a step back and kind of just gather your thoughts, made some healthy decisions, came back. I mean, what did you do in order to come back? I mean, how did you prepare yourself mentally? I mean, that's a big step, coming back to streaming after being gone for so long.
Well, I noticed I was going for a while, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Was it would I just switch platforms and maybe do a fresh start? Or do I even want to stream anymore? And I slowly started to have the feeling I needed to do it. I wanted to do it. I enjoy just trying to immerse my audience into what I'm doing. So I like making the whole cinematic view in the game and giving them no distractions and trying to add I just miss creating like that. And so I was like, I need to do it. So I was talking to the wife and we discussed, how can I health-wise, get slowly back in, but not let it consume me again. And so we just, let's just start off Tuesdays, and slowly do it. And yeah, after being off for a month, I think it was actually almost 3 months. It was dead, you don't people kind of sad, but people kind of forget that you stream. And then you come back and just the ones that were, that were there, so thankful for them because they hung around, stuck around, and now we're just going up again. But it's just at my pace. I'm not trying to constantly push. It's just I know I can lock in Tuesdays now. Sundays, I'm slowly starting to get them back in, but they're not locked in yet. And it's just going to slowly be like that until it becomes something a little bit more. Whenever I can actually do it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, if I were to want to take a hiatus from this podcast, what would you tell me to help me, get past that initial, obviously there's going to be a drop off of people listening to the podcast if I take a hiatus for, I don't know how long you took for, but for a few months, if I took off, I'm sure there's people that, I had it initially or towards the end of my podcasting time before I took the hiatus, they'd be back or they wouldn't be back. But the people I had from the very beginning probably would come back. I mean, what kind of advice would you give me to kind of help me get through that time? Because sometimes you just need that time to really. Yeah.
You have to focus on you, and you need to find your happiness. And you won't be able to actually know if podcasting or streaming or creating in general is bringing you happiness until you take it away and then you kind of reevaluate things. Me, I needed to focus on getting me healthy, started sleep schedule. I was killing myself. I was averaging 4 hours a day sleep. And I thought that was some badge of honor. And now it's now I'm still not getting 8 hours as an average, but I'm 6-7 hours every night. And I can already I feel a difference here. In my mind, I felt better at work. I felt better with patience with my kids, with, it was wild. And I realized that's what I needed. I didn't need to stream 3 days a week. I need to get better sleep and, spend more quality time with those around me. And then we try and find that puzzle piece that fits in for me to still allow to create.
So you knew as soon as you took a step back that you wanted to be a content creator still? You wanted to still stream?
Not as soon. No, it was towards the end of the hiatus, right? That's whenever I was itching at it. It's man, I miss streaming. I miss hanging out with people. I miss, chat scrolling and me trying to do something creative, whether it's a new different scene or if it's something in the game that I want to really just tell a story. I miss that. And there was nothing else that I could do to achieve that.
Couldn't fill that void.
Mm-mm.
Not all the Netflix shows can fill that void either, huh?
I mean, I could sit there and just gain more weight. I mean, that was something I thought about, but it's I just miss it, man. A lot of friends, and I mean, now it's when I stream, that's my only game time, really. I used to every night, at least 2 hours. And now it's when I'm streaming, that's I haven't 7 days ago was the last time I played this game. And I'm okay with that. Used to not be, but I am now.
That's awesome. I mean, I understand, and I'm shocked that you want to share that with individuals, because sometimes when I game, that's my sacred time. Kind of when I want to be left alone, get immersed in the game, really enjoy myself. And I know that it maybe not to you, but to me, it was me talking to chat. Was kind of, I had to focus on chat and the game, and it was kind of tough because I wanted to focus on the game and really enjoy myself because it was escapism.
Yep.
You know? So, I mean,
as long as you're doing it to not escape your life and you're doing it to actually get happiness, then you're going to be good. But a lot of like people do this to escape what they're experiencing, but then like that doesn't actually help like the situation any. And I always felt like that was my escape, you know, like the challenges in life and stress. And yes, gaming can be a stress reliever, but it's also like, you know, like if you're doing it to escape what's going on with your life, you maybe need to reevaluate some things.
Yeah, and I know that I've been doing a lot of research about gaming disorder and gaming addiction, and they're saying that a lot of it deals with, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it, it's just I would like to know for myself and do a little bit more research and try to figure out. But they said that a lot of people try to escape through video games, and that's when they lose, you know, reality, I guess, and they really try to escape their main life problems in games. You're absolutely right when you say that. So it's just good to find a good balance between the two, because you don't want to do that just because you'll keep on turning to video games any chance you get.
Yeah. And
you kind of forget, you know, your real life, your friends, your family, that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, you gotta find a good balance, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad you found a great balance, and
I mean, it's always ongoing, right? Like it's always like there's times where I'm like, man, I really want to bring in another stream day, you know, and it's like, but can I do it? Like, and I can see already that it's kind of tough, which means like there's still some balancing that needs to be going on, you know. So, it's that we learn as we go. Like my wife and I, we're as a team, and we're going to take care of this together. So like we can, you know, everything's healthy and stays healthy.
That's great. I mean, now that you're streaming, what you said, mostly only one time a week, and then working in Sunday sometimes.
Yep.
What do you do with your spare time to spend besides spending it with your, you know, wife and your kids?
There is none. Like before, I was just making spare time, right? Like I was not going to bed on time. Now I go to bed like no later than midnight, and I'm getting up at 6:30 to get the kids rolling for school. So like I was taking that time from midnight to 2 to do what I wanted to do. And now I'm having to, like, there's times where like we're done with the kids and finally get them down to sleep, and it's already 9:30, 10 o'clock, which leaves me about an hour. So like the wife and I will chit chat about the day. That's whenever we do our catch up. And then maybe we'll watch a show or two, and then we're off to bed. You know,
what show you watching now? You watching The Witcher?
Oh no, so we're not.
You?
I can't get The Witcher to like for my wife to, because she just like she doesn't know where that The Witcher has come from. But we find some others like what did we just start watching now? We just got done watching like the Kevin Hart like documentary kind of thing about like don't this up, you know, that type of thing. And that was kind of cool to kind of see his work ethic and stuff like that. But what else did we just finish doing? Now you're asking me all the hard ones. Like, what do I watch on TV?
I started watching You. That show is the weirdest, creepiest show I've seen in a long time.
I've never heard of it.
Oh man, it's like if you like creepy, like stalkerish, the killer show. Like it's kind of like a Dexter, but on steroids in a sense. Like it's just absolutely insane. And I just started watching because everyone's been raving about it. So I was like, you know what? I'll have to watch this. It is the weirdest show. It makes me uncomfortable in some parts because it's honestly that weird.
Oh wow!
But it's really interesting. Like it kept my interest, and I'm like, why do people like this show?
So what is it? Wait, I see it right here now because I just pulled up Netflix. I see it now. New episodes for You. Because I pulled it up to see what last thing that we were watching was Shameless, the new season for that.
Yeah, but it's the creepiest and weirdest show, but everyone's been raving about it. So I gotta watch this.
The thumbnail looks really weird.
Yeah, it's extremely strange. I don't want to give it away if you want to watch it or anyone else wants to watch it, but it's creepy. Everyone's like the second season's the best. Like, it's really good. You gotta push through the second season. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been a sucker to people saying you gotta push through until whatever season, and I've pushed through and I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed through this, but the plot twists in this is actually, I didn't see some of them coming, and I kind of like that in shows and stuff like that. So it's an interesting one. I'll put it that way, but it's not everyone's cup of tea for sure. But
okay?
Yeah, if you really like this, it's not scary. It's just like creepy.
Yo, so here's a weird thing. I won't play scary games, but I don't mind watching scary movies. Is that weird?
Really?
Yeah. I just don't want to
just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Like the I guess it's the immersion that you have with a game, right? Like that's a little bit weirder. But like if I'm sitting on the couch with the wife, I'm like, I'm good. This doesn't scare me.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm that person that's just like sitting back in their seat, like don't do it. I'm just kind of cowering in the corner. Yeah, I'm just like, why are you that dumb? Like, don't do that.
We all know what's gonna happen.
I saw. Have you seen? Was it Us? Have you seen that movie?
Oh, This Is Us or something like that?
Oh, This Is Us show. That show's pretty interesting. I like that show, actually, which is really strange. They have a really great plot.
Oh, you're talking about where it had like a cloned family or something? Not cloned family, but like that. Okay. I think I've seen it. I've never watched it, though. No. It's
like, I thought it was going to be like a horror movie, but it's more of a thriller. Okay. It's not really scary per se. And I'm sitting there in the beginning of it, and I'm thinking, like, my mind is already made up. It's a horror movie, so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yeah, don't do that, don't. And then my heart was racing and everything like that. And towards the end of the movie, like, I realized that like I've been stressing out and tensing up the entire time for like literally nothing. Like, the movie's just a thriller, not a horror film.
So what's the difference between a horror and a thriller?
Horror. I believe a horror film, the whole plot of the movie is to scare the crap out of you, like jump scares. But I guess movies can be horror / thriller. So there's a really good twisty kind of plot that keeps you on the edge of your seat is the way I look at thrillers.
Gotcha.
But like horror is just like I said, I think, I don't know if that's technically the definition, but that's the way I look at them. Horror is just meant to jump and scare you and stuff. And then thrillers just keep you on the edge of the seat. Like, I've seen some pretty good thrillers, but
all right,
can't name on the top of my head though. I don't know if you've seen Quiet Place.
No.
You said you like horror films, and here you are.
Okay,
to shoot me down on all these films that I've seen recently.
Look,
like, I guess not recently.
But the thing is we have we can't go out and watch a movie. Like, so like anything that's hitting the theaters right now, like that's so hard for us to do. Even, and then whenever it comes in, we're like, meh. Like we have our shows that we're constantly like trying to. So like movies are just not at the top of our priorities right now, because like if you try to take like two like monkeys into a movie theater, you're not going to be able to watch the movie. You're going to be picking up popcorn and explaining why there's like like jelly beans
stuck to the person's hair in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. So like I was like, yeah, it's hard for us to go to movies right now.
No, I completely understand, and I respect you as a parent for doing that, because there's been a few times that, I'm not saying your kids are loud by any means.
Oh, they are. They're very loud.
Well, okay. But there's times that I've gone to movies and I'm really interested in like the big shebang's about to go down, the plot's about to unravel, and you're about to figure out everything, and the kid just loses their mind, starts crying. I'm like, why? And it's just a baby. And I understand, like, I can understand parents bringing their kids to movies, like when they're 5, 6, 7, what have you. That's fine. I understand. But a baby, I know you have a baby, but a baby drives me insane when it's at the movie theater. I'm like, if you're a parent, you have a baby, you're not supposed to be at the movies. You're supposed to be at home with the kid. I'm sorry, you're missing the movie.
The baby's not going to enjoy that movie.
Yeah, no, the baby's not even going to remember that movie.
But you're going to affect everybody else's life in there. Yeah.
Yeah, right? No, but have you seen The Joker? I haven't seen it yet, but have you?
No, we haven't.
Not at all?
No. Bro, I told you, it's hard for us to go to movies.
I was trying to think of a good movie that you'd be like, yes, but I guess I can't catch you.
Honestly, the last movie that we've seen was like Into the Spider-Verse. And that's whenever we took the boys over there. And then my youngest spilt the entire humongous popcorn tub all over the floor. And we're like, oh, we got to refill.
Rethink this movie thing?
Yeah, but then we got to refill. Then we rethought the movie thing.
Yeah. No, but Into the Spider-Verse was actually a good movie.
It was wild.
Or I actually really enjoyed it. I watched it on a plane for the first time because I thought it was a kid's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Everyone's been talking about it. Why not watch it? I did. And I'm like, this is really good.
And
I watched it again and again on Netflix. So I'm not going to lie. I watched it maybe 2 or 3 times. But
it's good stuff.
Just saying.
It's good stuff.
It really is.
My kids, for some reason, don't like movies. I think it's because there's too much like it. They do a really good job of telling a story, and there's so much like ups and downs in the movie and stuff like that. They'd rather watch either YouTube or like TV shows because it's not as like dramatic.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get them into it, man.
Do you ever find yourself like, I'm saying I'm an older gentleman. Have you ever found yourself like something in the past that you would think like something would happen to someone and you'd be like, that sucks for them, but this is a great movie. Now I'm like so old that I sit there and something happens and I'm like, dang, I hope they have insurance for that. You know, like I'm just sitting there like pondering these like adult life question things for these people. Like,
I honestly, I don't think I don't know if I have, I've never caught myself thinking like, what am I talking about? Like, how old am I?
All the time, man. I was watching you actually, and the one part he like got a new job. I'm like, does it have a 401k? I'm like, what the heck am I talking about right now? Like,
you're all worried about.
Yeah, like I'm like, is he going to be financially set for the future? Like, is this a good choice for you? Like, I don't know why, man. It's just it's a bad thing. I have an older brain.
No, like I think that's just like I think that's a characteristic of you. Like I'm the same way, but also like with like I'm terrible at trying to dive deeper into things. Like even in games, like I don't ever try to go deeper into like finding out why things happen or how to do this and that. I just almost like sometimes I catch myself just being at the surface of everything and not digging any deeper. So like I need to get better at that, I guess. But then I don't want to be asking
movies.
I definitely should. I definitely should.
No, but I know that you stream Red Dead consistently and you do enjoy Red Dead. Is there any more games that kind of has your eye? Because I know a ton of games that were supposed to be released soon got pushed back. So
some of the stuff that I miss playing, it's nothing that's like new. Like I've almost like turned my radar off for like some new stuff. But like the stuff that I miss playing or I kind of want to bring back as well as Red Dead, like whenever I'm just feeling burnt out on Red Dead is Sea of Thieves has been doing a really good, like they've been doing some updates and stuff like that. And it's in like the story missions that I've heard about are like kind of something that's along the lines of what I like to play. Also like Elite Dangerous, dude, I kind of miss flying in space a little bit.
I had that game, and I haven't even played it though that much. I played probably like 10 hours.
Just like flying through space, and like you see like the beautiful like the different planets or like the sun, and you have to scoop fuel off of the sun a little bit to like keep going, like either fighting people that are attacking miners, but not to. I don't want to play it to get so heavily that you have to have like. There's people out there that have like these spreadsheets and like they're all part of a faction and they have to fight this other faction for points. I don't want to get all that heavy. I just want to go around and maybe like tink, tink, tink on some like rocks, moon rocks and bring it on in, you know, just because it's so cool, like flying that in and landing it. I don't know.
No, I got to get it back into Elite Dangerous apparently because like I said, I played it for 5-10 minutes and I got attacked by pirates and I wasn't sure how to handle it and I'm pretty sure my ship blew up. I don't even know.
So did you play like online? Because like what I actually like to do is I like to not like I was just playing like offline play and just cruising around.
Maybe that's my fault. Maybe I did. I don't remember to be it's a while. It's been a while since I played it because I know like the first thing I did was come in too fast in a dock, and I got in trouble for that. I got fined for that. Like I just every rule that I can possibly break in a matter of like 10 minutes, I did.
That's
so
awesome.
Like, yeah, I guess. And I just is like, you know what? I'll pick this back up when I have time to really know what I'm doing. And here we are, probably like a couple years later, and I haven't touched the game. Like, it's sad.
But I mean, I feel like it's kind of the interest in it has kind of died off a little bit. But there's some people that still are out there enjoying it. It's just, if you like space games, like that's where I would go. Elite Dangerous.
I know that we talked about AI. Are you interested in Cyberpunk 2077?
No,
what?
I'm not. No, I'm not. And I mean, I feel for everybody that are like very heard about them extending it and having to like they're delaying the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see other people play that game. Like I'm slowly, and I don't know if this is because of the new me after the hiatus, but I'm slowly starting to like understand, like I don't need to always have the latest and greatest. Like just because everyone else is hype about it, I don't need to get ready to buy it too and try and like it.
Of course.
But I'll watch and see how everyone else is doing. And if I see something that I think that I could enjoy on my time, then maybe I'll go into it. But right now, nothing that I have seen has actually said, you need to buy that.
Okay, well, here's another question for you, though. I know you have the PS4, and one of the staple games is The Last of Us. Or are you going to check out The Last of Us Part 2, or are you going to watch it before you get it?
I don't know. I like The Last of Us. Just seems like especially whenever it comes to PlayStation games, like I wanted like that's something that I would probably play with the kids, and I don't think Last of Us would be something I want to play with my kids right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
So like getting that time, like. It would be very tough to find time to do, but I would definitely,
of course,
watch like during like the work day, other people playing it and enjoying it that way.
Wait, you have to watch people play during the work day?
Yeah. I can watch Twitch while working. I just kind of like leave it in the background and I can listen. Actually, I have this program on my Mac that's called Helium, and it allows you to type in any type of like website or video source or whatever, and it'll overlay it on all of your other like windows, and it'll do like you can set the transparency on it, and it's not clickable. So like I can actually have it over like one of my screens, and I can like see it, but transparent to where I can actually look through and see my email too. So that's how I watch Twitch at work.
Jeez, I never even thought about that, actually. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
You need to start doing that.
It stays on top all the time. So, like, no matter what, like, I'm alt-tabbing through stuff. It's always on top, but I can't click it, so I can't accidentally click it. And, yeah, it's pretty wild.
The last question I want to ask you about your shirt. See that you have the Twitch logo on your shirt with Texas.
Yes.
Is that what's Meetup?
Yeah, so I am lucky to be in a area that Twitch has like one of the city meetups in Dallas and Dallas, Texas. So there's a DFW meetup that happens every so often, and I try to make it out to those.
So what is that like? Because I've never attended one.
So like you go basically to like they normally have them at bars and stuff, and like it's just like they kind of have this section of the bar dedicated to the meetup, and they'll do giveaways, and they'll have sometimes they'll have developers there that are trying to promote some stuff. They'll have some Twitch swag that might be there. I actually got a cool little it looks like a Dixie cup, but it's like one of those thick ones that you can rewash. It's a Twitch. It's a purple, and it has the Twitch logo on it. I love that thing. So like you get just really like a little more of a localized networking ring that you can get into. And as long as, like you're very outgoing and you start talking to people and stuff like that, you might make some friends, and we'll go from there.
Do you feel like it's worth it? And do you feel like you get friendships, or you can easily make friendships there?
Yeah, I mean, I've only gone to one just because whenever they do fall on them, I already had something else planned. But the one that I went to, I did make some connections with different people. And one of the people that was actually like the person that I talk to the most now is it used to be called Trouble Truck.
Yeah.
So like
I love Trouble Truck.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Now he is.
Now his name's Sam Strake, but him and I kind of chatted a little bit there, but then I bumped into him because he was working in my office building, and then from there it's kind of like, oh man, like we're actually real human beings, and we can actually be like social to one another. It's not just like streamer on streamer type thing. So and so like now it's like he's following me, I'm following him, we keep up with each other. I'm trying to like get him to come and like, I don't know if he wants me to say this or not, but like he was looking for like a job in coding, and we had some places open at my job, so I was like, hey, why don't you come try it out here? So we'll see how that goes.
So now do you work with Trouble Truck?
We don't know yet. It's up in the air. I think he has like a third round to go this upcoming week.
Oh man, you have to wish him good luck for me. I
will.
He's a great guy. He's a funny guy.
It would be really wild to have him in the office for sure.
I don't even know what it would be like, man.
High energy.
That's a little bit of an understatement, man. He has so much energy. I don't even know how he gets it.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
But I just want to say, man, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. I truly appreciate having you on.
No problem, man. No problem at all.
And thanks for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I release a new episode every Wednesday. And as always, stay rad, comrades.